Hello, it's the Riverbank Witch. Welcome to my Welsh riverbank. It's another glorious day here. Beautiful sunshine, you can probably hear the birds. So welcome to the first fabulous 5 minutes. We're on to my 6th novel, which is The Naked Witch, the first book in the Lizzie Martin series. Really hope you enjoy it. And you get to meet Lizzie and you want to go and buy the book, which you can do via the link below or via my Amazon author page. Just put in Wendy Steele and you'll find me, or you can contact me on Twitter or Instagram or Facebook, or go to my website at wendysteele.com. So here we are, The Naked Witch, the first fabulous 5 minutes. Elizabeth Martin splashed through the puddles in her new Wellington boots. She chose the luminous frog design herself. After 4 days of continuous rain, the drains were overflowing. Cars trundled down the high street, sending waves flooding the pavements, but Lizzie didn't care. In her waterproof trousers and coat, she peeped from beneath her fur-lined hood at the host of disgruntled humanity making their way to work. She arrived at Brown, Melchett and Brown as black clouds deposited another downpour on the town. "Morning!" Lizzie lowered her hood and smiled at Louise, the security guard on the desk. "Morning, Liz." She nodded as Lizzie waved her security pass, extricated from the pocket of her plastic paisley rucksack. "Not looking good for the fair tomorrow." "Getting it out of its system. All be gone by home time." Louise shook her head, her raven black bob swivelling around her head. "You're too bloody cheerful." "Sorry, weather's been getting to me too. Just trying to lighten the mood." Lizzie leant an arm on the desk. "Rowan's latest crush has turned into an obsession, and the hens have stopped laying." She lowered her voice. "Something's on its way. Change is coming. I can feel it. Get on with you." Louise brushed her away with a grin. "I love you, Lizzie, but that heaven stuff is bullshit." "Whatever you say, but it made you smile." With a lighter heart and the desire for coffee bubbling through her system, Lizzie walked to the lift, oblivious to the footprints she left on the marble floor. She wrestled her auburn curls from her hood and ran a finger over each eyebrow before the shiny lift doors opened. With her waterproofs hanging up to dry in the cloakroom, Lizzie donned her work attire. Today, purple velvet fell sumptuously to the floor from her waist. Yesterday, it was navy blue. Wednesday was red, and Tuesday was turquoise. Monday had been her maid Marian dress sewn in soft green cotton, a warm start to the week before the storm began. A round-necked organic cotton long-sleeved top hugged her generous curves, while a jacket of rich velvet hung loosely from her shoulders. Today's headband glistened turquoise and green. She looked in the mirror. Jade eyes stared back at her and she shut them. 3 deep breaths and 3 long exhales later, Lizzie opened her eyes and winked at her reflection. She made her way to reception, her cheery "good morning" extracting the usual mumbles in return. 6 months into her probationary period at Brown, Melchett and Brown, solicitors, lawyers and conveyancers since 1876, she knew better than to expect more. She enjoyed her job, sitting peacefully in her world behind the headphones, letting her fingers type at the commands of her ears. A few times a day, members of the public or clients with appointments would intrude, but she helped them, offered drinks, guided them to their destinations and felt better for it. She had little to do with the main office. When Suzanne came to relieve her, she liked to take her lunch to the park, where the squirrels waited for her, eager for a gift from her nut jar once she'd sprinkled a good handful on her box salad. The last few days, as the rain poured down, she'd retreated to the bandstand where the squirrels found her, beneath the cracking green paint and ornate wrought iron. Stacks of folders, 3 bulbous towers dwarfed her desk. Refraining from the sigh almost passing her lips, Lizzie removed the folders to the floor behind her. Ignoring the in-tray already awash with paper, she pulled back her chair. Post cascaded off it like a cream soda fountain. Last night had been Rowan's options evening, so Lizzie had taken 2 hours flexi time to make certain she'd be there. The office, it seemed, had conspired to go into overdrive in her absence. Pottering between the printer and her desk, Lizzie hummed a favourite chant. The office door flung back, a balding, rotund figure striding through the opening. He slammed 2 folders on the corner of Lizzie's desk, the damp shoulders of his jacket dark and steaming. "Flaming June, my arse!" "Morning, Tom. Bad journey?" "Slow and crowded. Lizzie, be a poppet and get me a coffee, would you? Suzanne isn't in yet." Lizzie placed the frothing cup on the broad oak desk. Thomas Melchett emerged from his private bathroom, flattening the remainder of his hair to his head. His grey suit was creased, and a mustard stain visible on his tie. "You're an angel. Perfect. Thank you." Back at her desk, Lizzie's nimble fingers raced across the keyboard. She admitted Tom's client, closely followed by one for David Brown, the other senior partner. His client was a much older man, whose small dark eyes stabbed the world from beneath looming monstrous eyebrows. He'd refused the seat she offered and insisted David be summoned immediately. He hovered at her desk while she called Tanya, David's secretary. David arrived in reception, steering the man to his office with an arm on his elbow. An hour later, a message flashed on Lizzie's screen. All staff were to assemble in the boardroom at 3 p.m. Lizzie smiled. Who had told them it was her birthday? And there you go, the first 5 fabulous minutes of The Naked Witch. I really hope you enjoyed it and that you'll come back again for more stories from the riverbank. Do look out for all my books and do find me on Facebook as the Riverbank Witch and look out to see other things that I'm crafting and creating. Be lovely to meet you. Take care. See you soon. Bye bye.